Today we're going to talk about a contemporary hymn called In Christ Alone. It was co-written by Keith Getty and Stuart Townend, not Townsend, but Stuart Townend. It was written in 2002. Getty focused on the melody and the music, and Townend wrote the words. So the songwriter Stuart Townend, he was born in 1963 and he grew up the youngest of 4 children in a Christian family in West Yorkshire, England, where his father served as a vicar in Christ Church, Sowerby Bridge from 1974 to 1985. Now, the Townend family, they were a musical family, and Stuart began playing the piano at the age of 7, and he started writing songs by the time he was 22 years old. He studied literature at the University of Sussex, and by 2005, he was described as, quote, one of the most significant songwriters in the whole international Christian music field. Very accomplished young man, currently alive today. Now, Keith Getty, the one who wrote the music and the melody for our song today, he was born in 1974, and he's from Northern Ireland, and his ecclesial roots are in the Presbyterian Church, where his father was a pastor in Belfast. Now, he's musical as well. He studies the flute, and he goes on to get a Bachelor of Arts degree at St. Chad's College in Durham University in England. Now, Getty says about the time when he was growing up in Durham, England, that he, quote, struggled to understand and fully embrace his faith, my faith, amid an unbelieving, universalist, and multi-religious culture. It was a journey to believe in the uniqueness of Christ, the scriptures, and the gospel story. And by the time I came through this, my faith was stronger, and I really wanted to write songs for the church that brought the full, rich, life-giving story of the gospel into believers' hearts and minds. So he has evolved in his faith, and now he has a passion for writing music that's going to connect with people and share the gospel with people. Now back to Stuart Townend. He shares the origin of the song In Christ Alone. He says, quote, the song came about in an unusual way. Keith and I met in the autumn of 2000 at a worship event, and we resolved to try to work together on some songs. A few weeks later, Keith sent some melody ideas, and the first song on the CD was a magnificent, haunting melody that I loved. And I immediately started writing down some lyrical ideas on what I felt should be a timeless theme, commiserate with the melody. And so the theme of the life, death, resurrection of Christ, and the implications of that for us just began to tumble out. And when we got together later to fine-tune it, we felt we had encapsulated what we wanted to say. And then Getty goes on to say, the song grew first out of an excitement to write hymns that would help 21st century Christians sing, know, and embrace the incredible truths of the Lord in fresh language. And second, I found this very interesting, out of a frustration with the lack of depth in the songs that were being sung in many churches. So in this sense, it was kind of a protest music. And so when I read that, I was wondering, he must be talking about contemporary songs that are being sung in churches that really don't delve into the depth of the gospel. And so he goes on to say that we envisaged a hymn that told the incredible story of the gospel and settled on the title, In Christ Alone. So the song itself is now considered to be one of the best modern examples of storytelling, conveying the power of the gospel, and covers the attributes of God, the actions of God, and our response for all that Christ has done. So it is abounding in biblical truths, and I'd like to read it to you, the text. So it's going to be our offertory this Sunday. The choir will sing it. We often sing it across the way at our contemporary service. It really has, it's in the shape, musically speaking, of a hymn. It has 4 verses. Here it goes. In Christ alone my hope is found. He is my light, my strength, my song. This cornerstone, this solid ground, firm through the fiercest drought and storm. What heights of love, what depths of peace. When fears are stilled, when strivings cease, my comforter, my all in all, here in the love of Christ I stand. In Christ alone, who took on flesh, fullness of God in helpless babe. This gift of love and righteousness, scorned by the ones he came to save. Till on that cross as Jesus died, the wrath of God was satisfied, for every sin on him was laid. Here in the death of Christ I live. There in the ground his body lay, light of the world, by darkness slain. Then bursting forth in glorious day, up from the grave he rose again. And as he stands in victory, sin's curse has lost its grip on me. For I am his, and he is mine, bought with the precious blood of Christ. No guilt in life, no fear in death. This is the power of Christ in me. From life's first cry to final breath, Jesus commands my destiny. No power of hell, no scheme of man can ever pluck me from his hand. Till he returns or calls me home, here in the power of Christ, I'll stand. That is a beautiful contemporary poem. I love it. It's going to make me cry. I'll see you on Sunday. Bye-bye.